Test, test. You should also be able to hear me now. Let's go, Let's go. Okay, perfect. You can also hear me. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night, or whatever time of day it is. For me, it's like evening time. Work is done for the day. I didn't work much today, but still, work is done. Ah, das ist wunderbar. Yeah, this is great. Like streamer life is great. Hello. Perfect. Hey, Giuliano. Hey, Armin. Hey, Gukhalp. Hey, everyone else. Ah, perfect. Everyone on time here. Like class, I'll take attendance. Right? Taking attendance. We're all ears. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I'll take attendance. Like every country, every person, everyone needs to be here. It's all mandatory, right? Like for the final examination, yeah, definitely. You are only allowed on the final exam if you've been in the class. Perfect. Love it. Let me just see if I can click on other things here. This thing, for example, this should put me live. So now you can also see me. Hello, you're present. That's good. That's good. Let me take notes. Let me take notes. uh, I need. Do I have? Yeah, I do have. I don't really use it that much, but I do have a little notebook here in which I will now take notes, like of attendance. Uh, this is like if I do programming. I do. Uganda is represented. Ooh, that's like almost at the same time zone, but very much south of here. Like if I do programming or HMI design or such, you can't see it because my green screen thing. Oh, wait, let me do the green screen. I don't want to fiddle with my green screen. This will break everything. Oh, there, you could see it. Like I do take programming notes on there, and I do make plans on here, and like class diagrams and stuff like this. This is my little notebook here. Watching from Berlin. Hey, that's not far away. Um, everything okay now, perfect. Yeah, so I do have my little notebook here. I will take attendance, right? I'll go through the list afterwards and see who's there, which country is represented. We even got Kenya. Fantastic. Turkey. Yeah. ah so much, so international. I mean, it's all kind of in like in those times. Bangladesh, that's quite far, right? That's LA. Okay, LA is the furthest away. I think we can't get much further except for like what's it, like Australia or stuff. But LA, that is really far. I've only been in the US one time, right, for a training that I gave myself, like in mechatronics, and it was uh where was I? I passed through Newark on the way, so I had a little land in Newark, and then I was going to Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh. Was good times. Paderborn. Ah, Rwanda. So much Africa. That's pretty cool. I also see it like French. I've been to France like 2 years ago to Paris. And I tried speaking French, but my French is really, really terrible. I had a very bad grade in school in it, so I'm not going to read any to try and speak any French or Spanish. Oh goodness. Uh, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. is good. That's a good time to get in some class there. Good. Okay. Perfect. So attendance. I've got you all written down. You're all getting your attendance there. Perfect. Jeddah, Morocco. That's more far away. That's I would have to calculate what's the furthest. Perfect. Iran, of course, classic, especially for automation, especially for Siemens automation, right? If that was even before my time. So story time. Oh, there's always story time in the beginning. So before my time, before I started with PLCs with automation, there was I think it was aimed at the Iranian nuclear program. Let me see if I don't get this wrong. Right? The only big virus that was ever like aimed at, and now we're going into TI portal, right? Oh, Constantine, I've never been there. India, of course, India is missing from the list. Of course, India is represented as well. Obviously, has to. Uh, is that going to work? Yeah, perfect. Um, I don't want to show you my. I mean, it's okay. Why? Where did the what? What did I just break? Oh my goodness! Yes, of course, Stuxnet. That's the one that I want to talk about. It was Iran, right? United States, Israel. It was aimed at. some like it was a political virus that was developed by like some government, and I think it was official then. Official that the US government, yeah, it was aimed at the Iranian nuclear program. Uh, that was evening out. Looks, hey, only 5% on the cell phone left. But join for the first minutes here. But Stuxnet was aimed at the Iranian nuclear program. And the very, very sad thing about this, the only known virus for PLCs, right? The big one. The very unfortunate thing is that it always gets related with Siemens Step 7 software. So it is not TI Portal, but the older PLCs. The fascinating thing, and I will do programming in TI Portal very soon, but I do have like my now story time started here. Like the very fascinating thing, how Stuxnet was actually organized. And let me see, I'll take Paint to take notes and stuff. Paint is perfect. Right? I think how it worked, it was very subtle, right? It was very subtle. There was like cooling systems, fan systems, closed loop control systems. Like for example, there were tanks. In those tanks, there was the pressure control was in there. There were pressure control sensors in there, and the virus, right? The virus itself manipulated this pressure signal that the PLC received, right? Very, very subtle. Right? It wasn't the only one, of course, but it's the biggest one, right? It was a very, very big one. It grabbed into the signal from the analog signals, and it fiddled around with the closed loop control signals just a little bit, just enough for no one to notice this. Right? Very, very hard to maintain, and on the long run, talking weeks, months, years, right? In the long run, it manipulated those nuclear programs so much that they were trashed so much. It was fantastic. There's whole documentations about it, and I'm remembering this from 15 to 20 years ago. It's very well documented. There's even movies about this. This stuff is great. It's very, very well documented. We know exactly what was going on. I don't know exactly because I'm doing this from memory right now, but it was like manipulating those values just a tiny little bit. And then the next time a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. It was like this the slowly approaching thing that just wasted the whole nuclear program there. It was fantastic. And it was aimed at Siemens PLCs. Like literally Siemens PLCs. I do remember at that time I had like I was doing my apprenticeship, right? So I was in an intern program, and my job in the factory I was working as an intern was to deactivate all USB connections in the whole plant. There were like, I can't show pictures, but there were like 100 PCs, and I had to deactivate every single USB slot, like on the hardware side. That was so annoying. That was my job, because Stuxnet was also brought into those power plants and the nuclear programs through USB. Good times, good times. I don't know the movie, but if you Google Stuxnet, like the virus Stuxnet, you will find a lot. Like you see this, like Wikipedia article is pretty huge, and it's all about like one of the biggest or the biggest PLC virus, which was specifically aimed at Siemens PLCs, and it was developed by the Bush administration. Like it was literally, and it is well known nowadays and well documented that it was a political, like it was cyber war, pretty much. Fascinating, very fascinating things. Good. That is why always keep your firmware, your PLCs up to date, right? That is why there is an update every now and then, a safety update. It's not always just safety, it's also features, but that's definitely something that happened in the past. Yeah. Stuxnet functioned by targeting machines using Microsoft Windows, right, through the networks, and it was brought in using like USB sticks, and it was so easy. It was goodness. Yeah, nowadays, of course, with all the cybersecurity, it is much, much more difficult. You see, the worm infected over 200,000 computers. Goodness gracious, this was great. So we've got Tunisia zooming in. Mexico, we've already had Mexico. Egypt, perfect. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, so this is not the main topic here, but that is That is like that was so fascinating. I wanted to read more about it. I watched like the documentation, like an hour of a documentation I watched, or maybe 45 minutes. I was pretty good. Yeah. Interesting stuff. IT did block your USB. That was my job, right? This was my job back then as an intern. I had to block every single USB. Oh, good to see you after such a long time. Yeah, it's been a couple of years. I mean, I've been there last week. Yeah. But still, for most of you, probably a long time. There we go. So I'm going to close this. And this is for taking notes. I don't know why it is so extremely pixelated. So I will try to... Nah, I'm going to take Paint. And I'm more proficient with PowerPoint here. That's for taking notes. I'm going to draw exactly what we plan to do. And then I will usually make this Tier Tuesday for like 1.5 hours. First 10 minutes is getting into the topic, some small talk, some welcoming everyone. Hey, all of you. Poland, of course, Poland must not be missing. Poland's important. I did not play with the Generation 2 yet with their 7-1200s. I plan on getting one. I plan on, actually, for the near future, I plan on getting a couple of different suppliers, not just Siemens. Right? Not just Siemens. I want to get like Siemens, Allen Bradley, Mitsubishi. I want to get like the starter packages of some of those and just see what they can do and make some basic videos about the starter packages where the 7-1200 Generation 2 fits in quite nicely. But that, of course, is just an idea. I already saved some links, so I do have the links to get those packages. It's an idea, and I'll see about it. Perfect. Good evening. So let's get started with some nice, good old-fashioned TIA. Right? So my plan, and it's not going to work out, right? You just enrolled in my Udemy course. Hey, will I make more courses? I plan on, yeah. I plan on making more Udemy courses. Oh, by the way, of course, I got to plug this. Right? I have to, and I'm sorry, but I will plug this every now and then. I should make this a permanent link here. Before I start, I'll plug this. I'll plug my Udemy training here. I'm sorry. You don't have to click on the link, but there's already like a couple of subscribers in there. Thank you very much. That's a nice support. Fantastic. But if you want, right, check out the Udemy training. Just because Matthew just right now, he was saying it, I didn't start the topic. Check it out. That is like, I will pin this even. Can I pin this? Yeah, perfect. No need for you to really check it out, but that's something I've been working on lately. Mitsubishi PLCs, yes. So I want like the whole PLC, all of the big manufacturers, and make like a not one video about like looking at the differences or so, but I want to learn myself. Right? Oh yeah, AB, yeah. Siemens is very expensive. Yeah, depends on. Can I show this? Wait. I don't know what I really can show on live streams, so I would just show things until someone from Siemens yells at me, right? Because can I? We'll see. We'll see what I can show. Let's see. Talking about expensive, right? On the topic, so we talked about Stuxnet, Siemens, like a PLC virus, very, very interesting topic. Oh, I don't have full access rights. I have to renew my account. Right, I forgot. But if you're talking about like the Siemens controller being expensive, you are correct and you're not correct. Right? There is like this whole bandwidth, and now I can hopefully. I don't know. Let this charge first. There we go. Is this with pricing? Why is it so zoomed in like crazy? No, there's no pricing because I'm not. My account is kind of suspended. Not suspended, but it's not really there. But the newer PLCs like the S7-1200s, you can get for a cheap price, right? G2, let's get a G2 starter kit. Right? They are not as expensive as you might expect. If I look at this, for example, a starter kit, I can get a starter kit for like 300 euros. 300 euros, like, of course, we all have different currencies, but 300 euros, that is like I don't know, like half a cell phone here, right? And this includes TI, the basic TI portal, an HMI screen, the PLC, some basic electronics, as you can see there, and you can get that quite cheap. Yeah, Siemens is nowhere as expensive as Allen Bradley. Yeah, Siemens can be expensive though. The most expensive thing then for Siemens is that there is this bandwidth. An S7-1200, you can go for the cheapest if you want 200 euros. That's, I don't know. That is me inviting my family to dinner once, and I could buy a PLC instead, right? The most expensive ones are like a high-end car or a medium-end car, like an Audi or so here in Germany, right? So there is this bandwidth. You just have to know what to choose. But Siemens offers a load of bandwidth. You lost your main program? How do you regain it? From an HMI. Oh, HMIs are a completely different topic. You can't really re-grab your program from an HMI. I don't know. For WinCC Unified, I don't know, but for a normal HMI, I don't know really. Why do I not get pricing? 1 second. I will have to fix my stupid account. Damn it. It's okay, I'll do that later on. 1 day left for a discount of my Udemy training. I don't know. I don't control the pricing on Udemy. This is all done by Udemy itself. I can take control, but I just let them do it. I don't know. They do. I don't know if they do permanent discounts or so. We'll just test it out. Don't get it, it's also fine, of course. Yeah. Okay, so plan for today is me doing small talk. So today's agenda. Oh my God, I'm a teacher. I forgot that I am. So today's agenda is. Goodness gracious. This is so silly. I'm sorry. I'm having fun. So agenda. First part is small talk. There we go. 15 minutes small talk. That's how I usually start. There we go. So you can be 15 minutes late. You can miss the small talk part. No problem. Right? The second thing I want to do is I want to show you a nice little simulation tool. Right? I don't want to advertise it or so, but it's a nice little simulation tool that I want to use later on also to show more things, which is called Factory.io. And I want to show just that we can hook it up and make a very small program with TI Portal, with a PLC to control it, right? Very, very small. Right? Very small, very quick intro, because I currently have a license, which I won't have for long. So I will have to get one, but I will quickly go in there. Yeah, logical controls. If you watch my YouTube videos, like, you will not learn much new things in the Udemy training. The Udemy training is just the basics in form of a training, not random videos, but in form of a training, and like not 5 to 6 years old, right? Yeah, it's just me having organized an official course. So if you know stuff, you don't have to get it, right? It's nothing really new. But I thought it's a nice way to support me. That's why I made it. Yeah, so do not confuse Factory.io. There's two things that are called Factory.io. Is not Factorio. Factorio is a video game. They're spelled exactly the same way, right? They're spelled exactly the same way, except for a slash in there. One is a video game, an automation video game. I can recommend. It's great. The other one is a learning software for PLCs. Not just Siemens, but many, many more. Have I played Bellatro? Yes, I still do to this day every now and then on my cell phone. Great game, very addicting. There we go. Just a very quick setup. Maybe that's not even going to work. And then the third thing that I want to do is a very cool feature. I don't have a video about it. It's a rather new concept. And it is part of the WinCC Unified universe. Right? WinCC is is how Siemens HMIs, like this is what makes Siemens HMIs, WinCC, Windows Control Center. It is a Windows-based system, right? And Siemens thought about like renewing the complete concept about it, right? Making everything more web server based. And we will look at this by making a so-called VoT, a view of things application. Right. Now, a view of things application is an interesting topic. It's like a subtopic when it comes to HMIs, but definitely something that is interesting to have heard of. Right. It's pretty cool. Like the view of things little application. I really like the feature. I don't really like how it is done inside of TI Portal. It's not convenient yet, so it's still kind of like in the infant pants. I don't know how it is said in English. It's like new. Siemens is still working on this. It is out, it is officially out, but it still needs a lot of improvements, right? Like everything that is brought out nowadays. But I still want you to at least have like a feeling for it. It's a rather new thing. It's been out there for a year or so, but it is a convenient HMI kind of thing. Right? And that's pretty much it. Right? I will do like the streams. The TR Thursday will be 1.5, maybe 2 hours or so. We'll see. Right? That's the plan. Any questions? Is it infancy? I don't know. It's like it's in the early stages. I would almost call it an open beta version. There we go. Alrighty. Good. Then, what I want to do first, and it's probably not going to work. I usually, before I go online, before I do a class as well, I test everything and I make sure everything works fine. In this case, if you look at my desktop, I test a lot of things. Most of this has to do with now TR Tuesday and stuff there. I tested a lot of things and nothing worked first try. And I was so upset with also how Siemens is handling some things. And I will talk about this. Then, yeah, you see how clustered my desktop is. It's all about this stuff. Hopefully it will work. If not, it's fine. I still want to give you the theory. Yeah. So first thing on the list here is this factory IO thing. I start programming a new game every now and then. I'm currently still working on one, which I haven't published. No, I didn't really finish anything. I should, but maybe in the future. Still working on a lot of things. So I want to hook up Factory IO. Now this will be just for you to see, hey, this is a cool software, maybe I want to get it. I'm not going to advertise it. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not getting any money from anyone there. It's just a cool tool. What we want to do there is, you will see, very simple. We do have a conveyor belt. And this conveyor belt has a couple of inputs, has a couple of outputs, and we can control it using PLC Sim. So what I want to do now is I want to have those two tools. I want to have like the conveyor belts in Factory IO. So there's going to be a conveyor belt in there. This I want to connect in a nice and cool way. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks there to our PLC. And as our PLC, we will have PLC Sim. And I also want to put in some theory about PLC Sim on the side. Right, which is not topic number 4, but let's look at PLC Sim here, because I won't run anything on a physical PLC right now. And I will simulate everything, and there's a lot actually to see, that we want to know about PLC Sim when we really use it. Because again, Siemens is developing in a correct way, but it's like, it used to be a clusterfuck. Like everything was all around the place. It wasn't very well executed. Now it is. Right? PLC Sim is starting to get better. Still yesterday when I tried to set up everything, and today. It's a roller. It's roller bodies. Yes, it's not a belt. There's also a belt that I could do. This was just me talking English. Yes, it's those roller bodies. You're right. But it's the same thing in the end. It's transport thing. Yes or no, exactly. There is PLC Sim and there is PLC Sim Advanced, which obviously I do have. Where is it? Where did PLC Sim Advanced go? Hello. Probably because I rescaled my desk. There it is. It's on my second screen here because I rescaled my desktop. Did I work on any DCS systems? Not really. No. For me, it's more of like PLCs. Everything that is more dynamic than that, I can't really deal with. So you see PLC Sim, and then there's PLC Sim Advanced. There's even a third one called PLC Sim Simulating Modules. I think that auto installs. Yeah, the PLC Sim Simulating Modules auto installs when you install TI Portal. So there's 3 different versions of PLC Sim. Huh. What a pain. And nowadays, TI Portal tries to... Siemens tries to incorporate everything in one software, which I will show. It's quite nice. Can we change Factory IO with Copelia Sim? I don't know that one. There's Simit, but I don't really like Simit too much, personally. It is good. I've worked with it quite a bit, but I personally don't. For education, I don't like it too much. There's Simit for students even, but I don't like it too much. Good. Okay. So here for our system, and I want to show you a couple of little tricks here. And we have this, right? A simple roller conveyor system. How is this thing called? It's a roller conveyor. Yeah, it's a roller conveyor system. Advanced is just for 1500 controllers. Yes, it doesn't exist for 1200s. So this conveyor belt right now can't go forward, can't go reverse. I can manually force this in the software. Manually forcing it is like short-circuiting it. Right. Of course, that's what our PLC should be doing. Nothing exciting. Right? This is right now not doing anything exciting. It's cool. It's a cool software. It's a very simple system. What I want to do, of course, is inside of TI Portal, I want to, and you see I've got a couple of projects set up to test this out. Nothing is going to work. Right? I want to actually open up an existing project from my desktop. Where is my desktop? There it is. And there is the, what? There. So I'm just opening up the project that's there for this. You need a course to learn how to think like a programmer. Programmers think it's both. You think fast and you think slow. It's very strange. The thing you hate about Siemens is the price. As I said, it can be very expensive, it can be very cheap. If you go with the basic controllers, with the Siemens basic controllers, it's very cheap. It's probably one of the cheapest on the market. It is, I would say, the cheapest on the market. So, if you go with Step 7 Basic, right? Step 7 Basic is the cheap stuff. I don't speak. I can't read that. There we go. So I do have my project open. And now what I want to show, right? I need to connect my PLC here. I want to control this system using a PLC and not short-circuiting it. That's why I closed this up. In the software, I do have communication drivers. And this right now says Siemens PLC Sim. And what I want to get to actually is there are so many different versions of PLC Sim. If I now try to connect, it can't because PLC Sim is not running. I know it's not running. But if I go on the configuration, we will see that there are actually many different versions of PLC Sim. And now this is something that you can really learn, like for the future. The first thing that might be really important, not really important, but that is definitely going to come up if you work with Siemens PLCs and simulation. This will come up, right? You will see for an S7 1500. If I want to simulate this, hi Mika. If I want to simulate an S7 1500, I have 3 freaking alternatives. I have the simulation version 14 to 19. Then I have S7 PLC Sim Advanced. And then I have S7 PLC Sim version 20 and everything from that point on, which it's only version 20 right now because we don't have newer versions, right? So that is something. And that is also what I have installed. I only have 2 installed. I only have PLC Sim version 20 and PLC Sim Advanced installed. Now, theoretically, right, I don't know, one of you already said it earlier on, Arnaud, I think. Yeah, Arnaud, you said that, that PLC Sim, right? PLC Sim Advanced is good, and it is. The thing is with PLC Sim Advanced, I will probably need to use it because the other one is bugged, but this is unnecessary now. Right. PLC Sim Advanced is actually starting at version 20, not necessary. We will only need a 7 PLC Sim. Now, why is that? Right. Why is that the case? Now, as I said, we are here to learn some things, and I will make probably like a more 10 or 15-minute videos about this. Now, for PLC Sim, the thing is, you have nowadays, so there's 3 different versions. One version is older, so I'm not going to talk this, but you have basically 2 different alternatives. Right? You have PLC Sim, and on the other side, you have PLC Sim Advanced. And like all nice things in life, of course, they are confusing. Why are there two different ones? This is stupid. Why would Siemens do that? Why are there two different ones? It's very simple. Right? The PLC sim is free of charge. It is included in your TIA portal license. Make a guess, PLC sim advanced. It costs additionally. Hey, Google. That is exactly what I'm coming to, Arno. Yes, perfect. So there's two main differences between those two versions, right? Or let's go with why first. PLC sim is to test your PLC program. Which you might think, yeah, that is exactly why I need a PLC simulator. And you're most cases 100% correct, right? So if you want to test your PLC program, that is fine, right? You will just use PLC sim. That's what I use it most of the time. Right? That's what I use it for, like most of the time. So that's good. Now PLC sim advanced is not really there for testing your PLC program, but to test your PLC integration. Huh. That is exactly what I want to get to, Arno. Yes, 100%. So PLC sim advanced depends on country, depends on contract, but I think the last time I checked, it was like 2,000 euros plus. So it's rather expensive. Like it's as expensive as a PLC in itself, which theoretically it can replace your PLC. It can replace your PLC because what it can do, if I talk about PLC integration, it is not imitating, it is really creating the PLC cycle, right? PLC sim doesn't care about the PLC cycle, it just does what it does. If your PC thinks, hey, right now stop it, it's going to stop. Not going to happen for PLC sim advanced. Right? It is going to pretend to really say, hey, I am the hardware that is there. So it is going to imitate the PLC cycle. PLC sim is just going through the program structure without correct timing, without interrupt routines. I mean, you can do them, but there are many limitations. You're not really having the hardware. This is a simulation, simulation, right? And then there is PLC sim advanced is technically speaking not a simulation, but more precisely an emulation, or even in this case, a virtualization. It's a virtualized PLC where it creates the hardware, kind of. It grabs one of your cores inside your PC and it uses this to make sure that it runs like a PLC, right? So it will imitate the PLC cycle, it will imitate, and this is what Arnaud already said, it will not imitate, but it will create network interfaces. Right? So you can use PLC sim to communicate to outside devices. For just PLC sim, there's only internal communication through the S7 online, I think that's what it's called, interface. So it can only do simulated communication. Nothing to external software and or hardware. So if I have factory I/O, right? If I have factory I/O, which is an external software, which needs to communicate with the PLC, it, practically speaking, cannot communicate with PLC sim. We will need to have a fix for this. Right? If I have an HMI or another PLC or anything server-based, I cannot use PLC sim for it, the free version, right? Because this is only for testing your program, your PLC program. You cannot hook any external components to this. There are tricks and stuff to make it a little bit, but for bigger things, we will need PLC sim advanced. And I will show you one trick in a second with factory I/O. Practically speaking, this communication between factory I/O, where are the arrows? Isn't it here? Yeah. Between factory I/O and PLC sim. This is the tiniest arrow that I have ever seen. It's still so tiny. Can I make this bigger, please? There, there we go. This communication is theoretically not possible. However it exactly does that, I don't know. I just know it does. Right? So this on the left side, no. Right? So we would need PLC Sim Advanced, and for many, many other things as well. If you ever wanted to test your PLC and ran it into PLC Sim and then tried to communicate to like a to a web server or an HMI or something, it just can't work. If you, however, simulate your PLC and you also simulate your HMI, they will use this S7 online, like the simulated internal interface, and it's going to work. Right? So we would have to get into this internal communication system. This is what they have changed in the newest version of PLC Sim, though. Right? Inside of PLC Sim, if you only install PLC Sim, it will automatically on the top here select, and you can't select anything else, PLC Sim Softbus, internal only. Right? And now this video is kind of about PLC Sim, not the main focus, but that is what's going to be automatically selected, this mode allows for local simulated communication. It's only simulation stuff, only within the Siemens semantic environment. There are fixes, as I said. I don't know. There are fixes. There's also things that can get you into the protocol and out, and they will hijack actually the port it's communicating it. There are ways, right? But it's not the intended use. If I work in industry and I have to, for my simulation, find simulation fixes, I'm definitely not going to run the same stuff on my physical device that I needed a fix for. Right? So we're talking really, really industry, right? Yeah. So if I really want to test my PLC hardware and with outside components, I would have to switch to TCP/IP single adapter. If I choose single adapter here, that means that PLC Sim, this wasn't there. This is new, right? This is a new feature in version 20. This was grabbed from PLC Sim Advanced. This is the main feature of PLC Sim Advanced, where this will make it so that my PLC simulation will grab into the network and I can't communicate to outside devices. Right? PLC Sim is just for the code. The other thing is for the integration test. So with my TCP/IP single adapter here, right, if I choose this, you can see, if I just choose the softbus, you see I cannot communicate through OPC UA, through a web server. I cannot do like external communication. With a TCP/IP single adapter, I can. Right? And I can choose here which Ethernet to choose. Local is some network that especially is created through PLC Sim. Right? And then I could also say Ethernet 2. So my PC has 2 Ethernet connections to the outside. Ethernet 2, which is the connection I use for the internet, or Ethernet 3, which I use to sometimes connect like external components. Right? So I'll use the local one, which then can communicate with everything. Like it's a normal network adapter now. Yeah. And TCP/IP multi-adapter is so that I can like spread it like not routing, but I can choose which adapter to communicate with, as we can see there. Not really necessary in this case. But we would need TCP/IP single adapter for many, many applications. Usually also for factory I/O. That's why I can't choose PLC Sim Advanced. Now, if I choose PLC Sim Advanced and I do PLC Sim Advanced here, they will just communicate, no problem, no fix necessary. Very nice even. Yeah, exactly. This is new. Like if you only have PLC Sim, like the normal version, you don't have that. Now, on the other hand, this is also the main feature of PLC Sim Advanced. Right? This is interesting. This is definitely interesting. Like if I have PLC Sim Advanced, you can see that I have like this option of those 3 different adapters here possible, right? Of the online access. And fascinating, what you can see if I change this in PLC Sim Advanced, it also will change in the normal PLC Sim version. Right? This is quite fancy because I'm changing like the global network communication for all of my TIA components on my PC. Which means, and this might now be interesting for Arnaud, for you, that's probably maybe new. This here is, I don't cover this in any course. This is the first time I talk about this. This means I do not need PLC Sim Advanced anymore. Right? I can close this up, and I can now also, I will have to click on the exit button here. I can now do everything here within PLC Sim, which is great. Right? Have I ever dealt with PCSM? That was my first Siemens software that I worked with. Yes, I worked as an engineer with PCS7. Yes. PLC Sim version 20 runs advanced, yeah. But, and that was my big problem yesterday when I was setting up everything. If you don't have the PLC Sim advanced license, TCP IP single adapter and multi adapter, you cannot choose them. They're grayed out. You can't click on them. This is licensed, like they are license gated. So this is PLC Sim Advanced now. Like it has been integrated here, which is pretty cool. They changed the interface of PLC Sim, yeah. So they are working on this. They are integrating more and more things into it. But now I kind of like the state it is in right now. If it doesn't have any bugs, which it does. I experienced some yesterday when I tested everything. So now I do have this like PLC Sim running here. Right? I do have this, and I just want to connect it to factory IO, which is now, I will actually close PLC Sim for very specific reasons. I do have set my factory IO here to communicate as 7.1500 with PLC Sim version 20 or newer. So I want to connect. If I click connect, PLC Sim isn't running. What I have to do is I have to, of course, select my PLC, and now I will run PLC Sim from within TIA portal. Selecting the PLC I want to simulate, and then clicking on the Start Simulation button up there. And yeah, because I'm simulating, and this is fascinating. Yeah, this is, I'm not going in detail there, but if I would just download into PLC Sim Advanced, this pop-up doesn't make any sense right now, but it's okay. Starting a simulation will disable other online interfaces. Yes, I know, because it's PLC Sim. And now currently, you see, I do have a PLC now here, and I will have to download my program there. Yes, I need to connect. I know there's this whole, what's it called? Certificate exchange. I hate the certificate exchange, but it is nowadays. We have to go through the process. And now I can download my PLC here. Sure. So there's nothing new. I didn't explain anything. I was just downloading a PLC program. There, hey Shepard, hi. And I will also start my PLC, so you can now see it goes to run mode. And now, very, very fascinating. What I think about digital twins and virtual commission, we are not, they get more and more important, but I think there has been too much invest in it. It's good topics, it's important topics, but too much. Too much focus is put on it. From my perspective, it is good. Downloading the program before? Nah. If I could have also created the instance here manually. Yeah, that would have been recommended. Especially if you have PLC Sim Advanced. But this is the way that I do it right now. So if I now click connect, it will still not work, I think. Yeah, because as I have said, right, if you've been listening, you know that this external tool, Factory IO, cannot communicate into the PLC Sim softbus here without any fix, without any problems, without any issues. What I could do, yeah, digital depends on. It's a whole different topic. Digital virtual commissioning is a whole big topic. It's cool, it's fancy, and there's a lot of money in it, but to do it efficiently, you don't really need that. The broadcast is recorded automatically. I'm just waiting for this connection here to, like, you see it's trying, but it can't grab the connection. Now this problem with not being able to grab into the PLC Sim softbus here, we would not have if I turn the PLC to stop. I'm stopping it now, and I turn it on with the TCP IP single adapter, and now I start it. This would not be a problem, right? But right now, and this is what I meant with, hey, this is not working out properly yet. I cannot do this right now within, I don't know why. I cannot do this right now in PLC Sim. I would still need PLC Sim Advanced. It's still bugged. I should be able to do it, but I'm not. So I'll have to stick with the softbus. And now we have to have a fix. And this is very fascinating. And I literally do not know how this works. Input output, we'll get there. I will talk about it like very quickly. We have like 1.5 hours left here. There we go. So I do have my PLC, and this needs to connect somehow to this tool here, which it can't because there is not really, the softbus is not open. Now, I don't know who found this out. I tried to find the solution, but there is a very, very funny thing for me that Factory.io can do. And it is this, and I hope I am doing it correct. Right? You can download this from the Factory.io site. There is a connect sequence. Right? There is connect in and out variables, and there's a connect sequence, which I will need to import, I think, first. So the first thing that I will do, and I hope I do the process correct, is into TIA portal. I want to import the tags here from Factory.io. And cool feature. Oh, they are auto imported. So they've already been imported here. So I will show another feature then later on. So I would need to import those tags to TIA portal. And it's already happened there. They are already there. And I literally do not know what they do. I don't know why they're there. They are somehow on an input double word, 32,760. And this, they are on very high input double words. And I don't know why. I don't know what that's going to do. Is it FC9000? If we would go directly with TCP, it would be working. So I could easily set this up with advanced, PLC Sim Advanced. No problem. Yeah, and the very fascinating thing with this, if it is FC9000 or SFC actually, then I would have to read. Then I can find myself into it. That's a good hint. I'll look. I will see if that is what it is. Now, the very, very interesting thing for me though is I will have to. We didn't import it. I will show you how to import tags in a second. One cool thing that I don't know what it is. I didn't work with S7, with S5. I'm too young for those. Not too young, but I've not been around in engineering for those. What I have to do, and Factory.io supplies this. All of this is not too important, but it's very fascinating for me. They provide a sequence. Now this sequence, I don't know. I don't need that SC. Yeah, we don't need. All of this is not necessary for PLC Sim Advanced. There is this sequence. In this sequence, if I press play, what this does is it will turn the outputs here, the input peripherals and the output, it will turn to those values. I don't know what this. Sometimes, and that's what I want to tell you here. Sometimes I also don't know. As an experienced person, I just have to stick to the script. I don't know what those magic values are, but I know if I press play on this, right? If I press play, I did press play, and now I press connect. And now I press connect. Now it connects. So basically, what happened is that inside of the PLC, those values that we have there are somehow opening a backdoor. Exactly. I do not know what the heck. This has got to be documented somewhere, but I was like, the first time I saw this, I'm like, magic. Don't know what's going on. Don't care. It works. Right? So all of this is described in, and that's not important because it's Factory.io specific. You don't really have to use Factory.io. All of this is documented, and I just followed the documentation when I tested things. right? And that is a learning factor. A lot of times, I have to also follow like scripted documentations. This one? Something there. Yeah, there it is. Like documentation, press this, press that. I don't know. So sometimes we just have to. Can I take a look at the value converted in BCD? Yeah, sure I can. Like string doesn't help much, but let's see. I can like, no, BCD you say. Yeah, sure. If I want to look at those values, let's import them into a watch table and then we can see. If you say those numbers mean something to you, sure. I can. Why can't I monitor? There it is. There we go. I mean hex, right? You want BCD? I don't know. Can I not change this to PC? I thought I can change it. I can change this to. There it is. BCD. I don't know. There you go. Does that ring a bell, Arno? For me, it is complete. I understand it works. It opens somehow this back door in the simulation. Looks like magic numbers. Yeah, exactly. No, it works. Right? And now, right? And now, as long as it works, I don't mind, right? I've tested this. Now we do have the PLC sim connection here up top there. I can see the check mark. And now let's get, so PLC sim, right? So we talked about PLC sim simulation here. Right, that's good. We now kind of understand what the differences are. We understand that if we want to communicate, we have to use the PLC's, the S7 online interface, or as we do it right now, we have to use some kind of sketchy backdoor. That is literally what's going on. I don't know. Sketchy backdoor. Right, there we go. And that's what we're doing right now. And that is what we don't have to do with PLC Sim Advanced. Yeah, just use version 19. 20 still has bugs, if you ask me a little bit. Yeah. Problem with analog signals in a 1200, that sounds strange. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how the factory IO guys have done that. It's got to be documented somewhere. I tried finding it for a time, but I was like, Even worse, there used to be a script that does that, and it was doing the same thing basically, and I didn't know what it is. There we go. Not important, right? Not important. Sometimes even I don't know what's going on. Just follow the script, which is fine. Now, what I wanted to show, and basically the goal of today, right? If you remember, is controlling this here using using our HMI, using WinCC Unified, using the view of things, the VoT, right? Therefore, what I can do, and now let's get to the things that are really useful. I can, a lot of tools, for example, ePlan and many electrical planning tools and engineering tools, they allow you to create tags and export them. Like this tool here, for example, right? It has the I/O list, sensor A, sensor B, this I don't need, roller conveyor, forwards, reverse. It has those tags. And of course, I can export and I can import in TI Portal. It needs a standardized format. So I'll click on the standardized format. It says, yep, it has been created. I will open the folder. I want to have this on my desktop so you don't see all of this crazy nonsense that I have on my PC. Why does Edge want to open this? Oh yeah, it's an XML, that's why. So it is an XML, and you see this is a standardized format. Now this standardized format, why do I have Edge as my standard tool for XML files? That is not something I want to have, but it's okay. Now what I can do, like if you want to import tags and so from external softwares into TI Portal, it's very easy. Right? Inside of TI portal, I go show all tags, and there is on the top literally an import button. Right? If I click import, I can now import those tags. Desktop, you don't need to see what's there, but you see I have a lot of nonsense on my desktop, this tag list. And now I have imported them successfully. Easy as that. Edge wants to be relevant. Edge is an okay browser. Edge, if I wouldn't be used to Chrome and I wouldn't have everything on Chrome, I would probably be using Edge. It's an okay browser. No, we don't need the communication function block anymore. No, that was an old thing. Now with the version 20, we just need those tags and we turn them on and it works. How else would crypto get mined? I don't even want to think about how much crypto got mined with my PCs because I always go on sketchy websites and I just don't care. Anyway, I might be your hero. Why do you have PewDiePie? Is that PewDiePie as your? It looks like. Do you look like PewDiePie? Looks like your what's it called? Your faceplate? I don't know how it's called. Your icon. Kind of look like it. But it's very, very tiny for me as well. There we go. Now I have imported those tags. Right? So we have very simply exported it in another tool and we can import this here inside of TIA. Extremely simple. How difficult are PLCs? Depends on. I would say they are pretty easy. So we have now also talked about text, tag, export, and import. Many, many topics. I could make so many videos out of this. Tag, export, and import. And a lot of softwares, especially electrical softwares, they allow you to export the tags. Your electrician does the electric plan, he presses export, and you import them in TIA. There's even automated processes going on that do that. It is PewDiePie, see? Profile picture, that's what I just didn't find the word. Thank you. Going on. I'm not building games. No, I'm just using the softwares right now. So, also talked about this. Fantastic. We're touching many, many topics. There we go. Right. Now, those are directly already here. I can, if I want, of course, if I want, I can directly control this. No need to download to the PLC or so. This is all live, right? I didn't download to the PLC again. I can, of course, push those into my watch table here. Where are they in my tag table that I've imported? And I can just pump them in here. And now I can control my system directly with this, all without downloading the PLC even once. And if I double click here, now my screen is, by the way, I usually use my screen in a not so zoomed way, so I'm not used to this. Or double click doesn't work. Right mouse button, modify to 1, modify to 0. I can control the conveyor belt directly from here, easy peasy. Faceplates are pretty cool, yeah. I'm not electric, I'm an automation engineer. Right. My background is electrical engineering, my degree is in electrical engineering, but I somehow landed in automation. Or I would even say nowadays, I landed in education even. With some, of course, engineering background. There we go. So now I could now program this, right? The conveyor going back and forth or something, which I don't want to do. What I want to do, and it's not going to work. I didn't test it. Maybe it will work. Let me test something. Because right now, what I want to do is an additional thing. Right? And it's going to be our second big topic now that I haven't talked about, that I haven't started, which right now we have this. Right? What I want to do is, so we're currently using the sketchy backdoor. I want to do something else. I want to switch over to PLC Sim Advanced. Right. Now, what I want to do with PLC Sim Advanced, I want to connect this to another software. And I'm going to read the chat there again in a second. Sorry, I'll be with you right in a second there. Let me get another shape. Let's take this one, whatever that monstrosity is supposed to be. Let's give this a different color, green. And I want to connect all of this to an HMI, to a human-machine interface. And for the human-machine interface, what we will do is we are going to use something very cool. It's pretty new. It's very cool. Something called VoT, the view of things. A VoT application. Hey, Gordon, hi. Let me see. The view of things, which is going to communicate with PLC Sim Advanced, which is not 100% correct. It is going to run inside of our PLC. So it's going to be a part of our PLC. It belongs to the PLC hardware. How do I get the text to go on top? Ausrichten. Oh. It's not correct. Text. Text. This thing. Open. There we go. Yeah. So this. Yeah, the VoT. That's what I'm talking. That's why I'm talking about this. This is going to be a hardware feature inside of the PLC. This hardware feature is only available starting at firmware version 3.0. So it is rather new. Right? It can not completely correct Isaac. Yes, it can not work with the free version of PLC Sim because it is this hardware feature. It needs communication to work, right? Because the HMI is going to run on the, so our sketchy backdoor there is not the greatest thing. We have this now, and we want to get rid of this as well. Now, what we want to have, like this HMI, if it runs on the PLC, I can't see shit. How will I see things on the PLC? It's this hardware device that is a controller. I can't see anything. Now, the cool thing about nowadays, about the concept, how Siemens approaches things, is with the so-called WinCC Unified. Now, the WinCC Unified concept is pretty good because what we will do is we will have, for example, and I'm going to use Edge just to use Edge. We can use any browser. Or let's say just browser. Everyone knows what a browser is. Right? Every browser, like Edge, Chrome, my cell phone, Safari, anything, if the access rights are correct, can access the WinCC Unified application here. Right? We just need to set this up correctly. Those tools will communicate, and this is also, again, one reason why we cannot use PLC Sim. Right? We will need to communicate to outside devices. So we will have this pretty good setup. And it's actually a quite technical, quite complex setup that we will have, which is, of course, welcome to engineering. Right? Yeah. And that's why I will now switch over to PLC Sim Advanced. And most likely, the communication between PLC Sim Advanced and Factory IO will break because I haven't tested it. If it works from the get-go, it's fine. If not, it doesn't really matter. I want to show you this as a second topic. So first topic, done here. Or second, third topic, don't know. We talked about a lot of things. Factory IO, not too important anymore. Let's see. I want to switch over. And this is where I was confused yesterday, because usually I would say I press on close. I turn this off. I switch over to TCP IP single adapter. And now I don't know. And I would have to read up on this. I couldn't today. I didn't have the time, but I couldn't turn back on my PLC. Can I create a new one and turn this on? No. Which is very, very strange for me. I thought it should be able to. Can I have a software? Nothing. Why is that? What? This feature that I switched to TCP IP single adapter should make it so that all of my devices can now access my network. Can I choose another? Did that crash? Huh. God, no, I'm sorry. I will switch back. Did that crash the stream? Do you still see me? Oh no, because I switched it to my network adapter that I use, of course, on the internet as well, and I hope it didn't crash anything. So I can you test? Can you still see me? Hello. Oh no, did I break it? Yeah, but this is why I can't use this. I have to use the standalone PLC Sim Advanced. It should be available here. Right? This should be available, but I do not know why I can't. Wait. Oh, there's different. I found it. Maybe this works now. Oh god. I selected the PLC. There is like the license type. Do you want to run a standard PLC? Do you want to run an advanced PLC? Oh god. How did I tried like 20 minutes yesterday and I couldn't make it work. I've paused it. It's just. You're currently working with a trial license. I know, it's okay. Oh no. Oh. Okay, we will try this. I can't believe it. I thought it would automatically detect if I use TCP/IP single adapter. I thought it would automatically detect the correct license type. Why doesn't it? Yeah, exactly what you said. Yeah, exactly that. That should be an automatic selection. Huh. Hey, Chem. Hi. Is the application that can simulate servo motor? Usually a servo motor, I think you could simulate it with Simit. Simit has a lot of simulation things going on. I haven't tested it, but I think you could do it with Simit. Maybe. Not 100%. SIMIT. Simit, Siemens Simit. Try it. So it's its own simulation platform. And thank you, by the way. But it is like you can simulate many things with this. Which is way too complex right now. We're not going to touch on that, but yeah. Try it out. SIMIT, Simit. Now, one problem, of course, that we will have is that we have to switch over the communication to SC7 PLC Sim Advanced. And my guess is that it's not going to work. No. PLC Sim does not exist. Screw you, it does. It is on right now. 1 second. What we have to do, I think, we have to rename this actually to Factory IO. Factory IO. Rename. Yes. This is a very bold assumption of me right now. It works. Backdoors. There's backdoors and backdoors and backdoors. But right now, Factory IO is communicating with PLC Sim Advanced. And I didn't know. So yes, we don't need PLC Sim Advanced anymore. It is integrated here. You just have to choose this frickin' license. Yes, pretty much. If you don't have PLC Sim Advanced, you can. An HMI can also be simulated to use the same simulation bus as the normal PLC Sim. That is correct. But you cannot use an external HMI, like a physical real HMI for it. But a simulated HMI will work fine. Should. And now let's see if my network communication still works with this. I think I need to re-download and reconnect because now we're not using the PLC Sim. And that is actually an important thing. We're not using the PLC Sim simulated, like the internal network anymore. We're actually using the virtual Ethernet adapter. That's the one that is the real physical adapter. And I do hope that this one will now work. And I'm going to show all compatible devices, search the network. We'll see. Yeah, the name of your PLC Sim. If you're using PLC Sim to communicate to Factory IO, it has to be Factory IO. I don't know why I even know it, but yes, it has to be. This is so stupid. Backdoors and backdoors and backdoors everywhere. Oh, goodness. Yeah, good. PLC Sim is there, and hopefully I can also download. Now, because it is a real physical Ethernet adapter, I will have to reassign an IP address, which is okay. Which is okay, because this is not the one that I'm streaming with. If my stream shuts off all of a sudden, it's because of networking issues. Should be fine, though. This is a masterclass. Nah. This is just me doing random stuff. Yeah, exactly, Marcos. Yeah, exactly. There are many issues. That's why, for like just for a student and for learning, PLC Sim and the HMI simulation is fine. For engineers, you will have to go with the advanced versions. You want to go with those. PLC Sim worked, but it cannot connect to Factory.io. Factory.io connection needs the name Factory.io. Everything else worked, but not the communication with Factory.io. This is somewhere in the documentation. I don't know, it's stupid. Okay, good. Now that we have this and everything is connected through now a physical network, right? Inside my PC, there is this physical network that is really a network right now that is communicating. So I could also have an external HMI now. And this external HMI can communicate with PLC Sim Advanced and also with Factory.io, right? By the way, that is one of the reasons why I have never really continued with my factory simulator software, is the networking is a pain in the ass. Right? Setting it up and using it, like getting the right protocol, is very, very difficult. I try to find better ways than those stupid workarounds. And you see, even Factory.io, they make millions a year by selling the software, right? Even they couldn't find a better way than this. Yeah, it's a shit way to do. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, exactly. The instance name of the PLC Sim Advanced instance has to be named Factory.io. Don't know why. That's just how it is. Okay, good. Now, but the main topic. So, second big topic started, or third, fourth big topic. Let's see. The real interesting topic now, like everything else, also interesting. It's just expert talk, right? Is the following, and that is what is the like a really cool feature now of newer PLCs. Now, the first thing that you have to be aware is that your PLC hardware has to be newer than firmware version 3.0. So this one right now is version 4.0, so it is available, right? And it is this feature here, web applications. If I would change this, which I will not do right now, but to a firmware version of 2.0, for example, the web applications would not be here. This is available at 3 and higher. Inside of the web applications, what I can do is create a view of things application, a VoT, which I asked ChatGPT, do you know what VoT is? And it gave me a completely different name, but I know view of things of the official Siemens documentation. And I was like, yeah, there it is. You see, it automatically creates this view of things, which is an HMI. This HMI right now is inside of the PLC, as you can see. Right? We have the PLC, and it is part of the PLC right now. And also, it's both. It's kind of its own hardware inside the PLC. It's its own reserved hardware, and also it is part of the PLC. So it's both. We have to treat it in a very special way, as we can see here. Right? This green part is its own part that we want to use. By the way, this is also, I want to make a video about view of things. So this is basically me testing out if it works, and then later on I'm gonna make an official video just focusing on that. Yeah, at a later point. So this view of things application is now inside of the PLC. It's not inside yet because I haven't downloaded or compiled or anything, but it is a feature that we have inside of the PLC. Now, what I want to do in there, right, I'm going to add a new screen, like an HMI. This is like an HMI setup, WinCC Unified setup though. If you have never touched WinCC Unified, it is a little bit different than the standard WinCC. That sounds complicated. It kind of is, but also kind of isn't. Right? So what I want on here is quite simple. I want 2 switches controlling the motor forward, motor reverse. So we're not talking about HMI too much, right? But I want to have 2 switches. Where is my text? I put text on there. What the? Forward and also a reverse. Went back offish? I don't know how back offish does that. might be Tran. Hi. So we have forward, reverse, and I want to put like 2 switches each. They are forward, they are reverse. Nothing really exciting, right? Now those 2 I want to link to my PLC outputs here, so my PLC tags. I have to be aware that those PLC outputs, forward, reverse, that they are, and now it is important, they have to be accessible and writable from the HMI side of things. Right? Not HMI, but actually this uses the web API. It's a web, so it's really a web application. Right? So they are, so now I can use them on those buttons, on those switches. So I want to have this, and then the switch state, right? The switch state is controlled by a tag, and that tag is, of course, if I have forward, I want to have PLC tags, the forward, the plus, right? So nothing crazy here, right? Nothing crazy here. I set up an HMI screen. This HMI screen has 2 switches. This switch here is displaying and controlling the switch state by a tag, and it's the plus tag, so motor forward, so I can directly write on the output. And this one is going to do the same thing with the negative tag with the reverse. Is it cyber securized? That's a whole topic in itself. But yeah, it is. Yeah, it is using OPC UA. It is as safe as networks can be, pretty much. They have done the same with using web source. It is the only logical way nowadays, I would say. Yeah. So we've got this now, right? Those should control the motor going forward and reverse. Now, for the view of things, and this is what I do not like. You might expect this is now part of the PLC, so obviously, if I download the PLC, it is going to download this feature as well. No. Absolutely not. It is seen as 2 devices, so to say. Right? So we have to, download, yes, but we have to compile the HMI itself, and we have to compile the PLC itself. So I have to, before I can now download the PLC, and there will be, no view of things is also available in earlier versions. It has to do with the firmware version of your PLC. Yeah. Now, if I download the PLC here, it will actually give me an error. And let me see, when you simulate the PLC, you'll use the PLC sim virtual adapter while the... Yeah, exactly, Marcos. Yeah, that's if I do use PLC sim, but I'm right now using PLC sim advanced, so I'm grabbing into my network adapter. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Like right now, the web application. Explicit compilation is required for the configured VoT application. So I actually have to go in there and I have to compile. It's up there. I usually press the button, or right mouse button compile is also possible. Right mouse button compile, rebuild it all. I'll have to do this every time I change something on this HMI. So it wants to be treated as its own software part, as its own like device. I don't really like this. It should just give me the option when I compile the PLC. However, it's fine. If that's how Siemens decides to do this, at least it gives me the info. Yeah, exactly, logical controls. Yeah, it has, WinCC Unified has advantages. It is great, actually. Yeah. Now with this view of things application, right? Now I have it. The one thing that I still need to do is on my PLC, I still need to activate, where is it? The web server, which is a hardware feature of my PLC. I have to activate the web server here. Right? Security node, and of course, who was it? Assistant Google, you had the cybersecurity. It lowers the security. Yes, that's the hint there. Now in this, I want HTTPS, sure, why not? I don't mind. I still need to do one more thing. No, is it? Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's a different thing. I still need to do one more thing, which is really annoying. A huge difference. And now I hope I don't break everything. I will, most likely. We'll see. Let me check one more thing that I wanted to. Wait, no, it's in protections. I'm stupid. It's in a different tab. Oh, yeah. Different. One more topic, right? Which belongs, it all goes together here, right? So we do have now the HMI here, which I will download, and then an external browser can access this, theoretically. Now this external browser, I'm scary? You say I'm scary? I'm not scary. Boo. So now, the problem with this is we will need, not problem, it's actually good. We will need the access rights to this. So we cannot just penetrate into the PLC here. That is, of course, not possible. All of this is protected. What we need is the access right to go in there and work with the HMI, which is, hey Said, which is a web application. So we need the correct rights to access the web server application. Right? Now those access rights, I could make a whole video just about this, at least one video. But the access rights, right, they are an important thing, and they have been changed between versions quite drastically. Right now, my PLC has firmware version 4.0, which is, this is how it's going to be in the future. So if you want to be prepared for the future, this is how the access rights have to be adjusted. If I go into my PLC, hello, also from Germany. If I go on my PLC here, right, I go into these settings, and there is the protection and security settings. And you see, I can't do shit. I basically can't do much. Sorry for my English. Oh, you're late. Sorry, Vu. I didn't wait for you. Maybe next time. So I do have my access level here, and usually in the access level, if you are familiar with this, usually in the access level, you can choose an access level. I can't. I cannot choose this access level. Starting at version 4.0, the access level is not organized by the PLC. It is organized centrally by your PLC, by your TIA project. So you're going to make your users not on the PLC. Usually in before, if you know this, you would have created like a user on the PLC, and the user would have access rights. It's easy. It belongs to the PLC. Not anymore. Right? The access level is controlled here. You see it in the security settings, users and roles globally. Globally for all of your PLCs. So I will have to go on there, right? And now globally for all of my PLCs combined, I would have to create a user, right? I will call this user Philip. It's a local user, right? Local, there's a whole server system behind this that we could use, but let's not. And I do have prepared this password 123. Password 123 exclamation point, right? There we go. Hey Nati, hi. And this password I will copy and paste in here. There we go. Right. Now this user can go in there, and this user can. If I want this HMI to run, of course they have to be like an HMI operator, right? But I want them to do more like me, myself. I want to look at everything, so I'm just going to give me the full righties here. Now, whenever I download the PLC, I will download this information, which is not a PLC information. If you see this here, it's in the security settings. It's global for my whole PLC project. Now, this is a big difference. This is a big difference between the versions, right? This is how it is going to be in the future, and I like it. I like having like a central user administration. But let's also give the anonymous user, yeah, I know, security node. Let's also give the anonymous user, no, I don't need to. I don't know what the checkbox does, actually. What is this checkbox? Yes. If the anonymous user is activated, oh, yeah. Now I activated those users. And that's it. I hope that is fine. Blasphemy. I did not lower the security settings. The password has to be more complex. Yeah. And there we go. I could enable. Can I do this? No. Now, if I have two or more PLCs, I don't have to find new users for all of them, which is quite practical. Now, I do hope that all of this works. I just will recompile my view of things application, and then I will also recompile my PLC here to see if it works. Should be fine, and I will download it. Now, this is the most annoying thing. This here is the most annoying thing when I download something and I have a view of things application. I will have to, and it doesn't really tell me, right? I will have to go into the web application, download the device, and I will have to specifically say, have a good evening, Hatux. Don't forget, gaming streams every Thursday and Sunday, right? So I'll see you tomorrow. But enjoy your evening. Get some rest. There we go. View of things. Right, I have to select, and now I have to specifically do this. Every time I do like a change to the view of things application, I have to open up like this branch, and I don't like how this is. This could be much more convenient, but it is what it is. I can't really change it. Now I will load. Now this is going to download all of this, including the view of things application, to the PLC. I will download. I will start the PLC, and now I don't know if this is going to work, right? Because I've set this to PLC Sim Advanced now, which should work. So right now, if I enter in my web browser or in any other device that is in the network here, I could do this on my phone, literally, right? Nah, go get some rest, You are excused, Tartux. You are excused from class today. Yeah, it's a lot of it's not too many steps actually, but it is quite a bit. Yeah, it could be more convenient. There was just one more thing that I wanted to check. Dang it, I forgot. Oh yeah, I want to see I activated HTTPS, and I do need my IP address of my PLC. Now I could have like a what's it called? A DNS or something in my network, and I would not have to enter an IP address into my web browser, but that's what I have right now. So I need the IP address, which is there. This is the IP address. And now I can go into my Microsoft Edge, which I've never opened up. So if there is something strange here, it wasn't me. I never use Microsoft Edge, right? So, and right now in Microsoft Edge, I can enter Annalena Baerbock. German politicians. I can enter the IP address 192.168.1. Right? So this is the IP address of my PLC, and there's going to be a warning. It's dangerous. Okay, I could go to extended, and I can go onto my PLC. So this is my PLC's web server right now. Right? So I am right now accessing PLC Sim using a web browser. This could be on my phone. This could be, I could, not just theoretically, practically speaking right now, what I could do is I could open up this port that the PLC Sim runs on. I could open up this port, route it to my router here at home, open up this as a server, like open the correct ports, give you my IP address, and you could literally right now, it would take, with the correct knowledge, it takes like 5 to 10 minutes, right? With the correct IP address, with the correct everything there, you could also access this. If I would have prepared this in the correct way, which I would never do because this is my private network, I will not give you access rights to this. You would so do stuff with right now without password. This is no password needed. Yes, you would. I could set this up depending on network security, but right now everyone could, right? This can also use routing. This right now is stinking normal networking. It's a web server. This web server uses TCP/IP, right? It uses the standard internet protocol, so fantastic. It doesn't need any magic. Like, this is one of the huge advantages of WinCC Unified. It's unified. We can just use the standards. It's not like, it is, of course, like protected depending on, but it has a base level of protection, and we can turn on the protection even further. But however, we could use anything to access this right now. Fantastic. Yeah, 1 second, Tran. I will read about your question in a second there. Let me finish my topic there first, and then I'll answer some questions. There we go. So this is fantastic. This is what I could do. And what's even better, I can go in here, and now I gave the anonymous user, which is the standard user, I gave him access rights to everything here, right? So I could have many things, but that's not what it's about. We need Anwenderseiten. Why is this German? Oh, I can set this to English, sorry. English? French? What language is your preferred language? Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Turkish, Portuguese, Spanish? There it is. I was searching for Spanish. Espanol, Italiano, Francais, English. I would say let's go with English, right? Translate and Edge tries to automatically translate it back. Edge, I just turned this page to English. Why do you offer me to translate it back? Yes. French for you? No, my French is very bad. I can understand parts of it, but not really. Let's Edge retranslate it back. I mean, kind of okay. Look at tables. Like the tables. Look, we have like the desks. Look at desks. Persian. I don't know. I don't have Persian on it. Didn't list me. That's fantastic. No, I don't want this. Please, original. Good. Now what we can do is what you see here is homepage of the application view of things. Right? And I now need to log in. That's what I made my user for, Philip, and then the password. That is definitely not password 123 exclamation point. Let me check that. That password, yeah. I can log in here, and it should. Oh God, why? Provided username and or password may be incorrect. What? How? What? Okay. It's not. He's correct. Give me a second. What I can already do is I can save this in my like favorites. The favorites. Can I show this as a bar? Ugh. I don't like this. Maybe the name? Did I misspell it? Did I misspell my own name? That might be, actually. Philip is activated. It's a local user. Should be fine. Maybe I misspelled the password here. Oh, come on. It can't be the password. That's what gets us, right? There we go. Password. The specific password has already been used. Then it should be fine. Synchronize. Sure. No. That should be fine. Huh? Check the web application. Yeah, I'm on my way. It's definitely a beginner's mistake there. Web server, web application. Let me turn off HTTPS. That could have problems. The web server's fine. It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It should be this. If then it is the security settings. Let me just see very quickly. Access control, user management. Oh, there. Enable user. Okay, of course. Do we have access levels? Can I now change them? But this should not be. Oh, and now my problem is a little bit that it is the version 4.0. I haven't fiddled around with that user. Yeah, this might have been it. Hopefully. Poor Edge. No, it's not Microsoft Edge. This is me. This is me not having the correct feature turned on. It's not Microsoft Edge. Don't you go hating on Microsoft Edge. It's a good browser nowadays. So I didn't make a change to the web application, but I still updated. Why not? It just doesn't. Maybe copy and paste. Nah, copy and pasting is fine right now. Should be fine. So let's see. Now I downloaded with the access. I might need to reload. I might need to get back into the 192.168.0.1. Oh, come on. I tested this yesterday and it should work. Do not translate this to me. It's not safe. That's fine. I go on. And now I do not have any access rights because I'm not logged in. Let me log in. With, of course, the password that hopefully works. If not, then I don't know. What? I'm logged in. That's good. Start page. Yes, that's good. That's okay. I will try this. Oh, come on. Why is it the password access that's not working right now? Let me answer some questions while I think. Is the same login also pop-ups for WinCC Unified? Yeah, that's the same login thingy, yeah. Look at the program. Ah, Shane, that is always difficult to look at other things. We can discuss it here, but you can try to write me an email, but usually, I mean, the best is always asking questions, but now I will wrap up here in like half an hour, maybe on next Tuesday or so. But you can ask some questions. You can try now. The web server runs the PLC's IP address is the same as the web server right now. Yes, it is. But let me see. Why does that not work? So this one has all of the correct rights. He is a local user. Yes, this is set up correctly. Do I have to do any settings? Protect this project. No. Check security settings, right? It should be the security settings, but I was like, no, this should be fine. Protect confidential data. Is access control via levels? I mean, sure, why not? Full access. Okay, I'll get password 123. Sure. Sure. I will just turn on the. I will just downgrade it to a lower PLC level if this doesn't work. To an older firmware version. Is global security? Sure, why not? Okay. Nah, this doesn't make sense. No. It should work. Yes. Server certificate. Create. Sure, why not? Yes, okay. User-defined pages. Yes. All of this should work. What the heck? Try rebuild it all. I can try. So this is right now me. Sorry, I thought it's the user access control. It should work though. I don't see where the problem might be. Compile, rebuild it all. Let's rebuild. This is all hardware features. The certificate for. Oh, what? Sure. Yes. No, HTTPS can be on or off. It doesn't really matter for this. Definitely, it doesn't matter. Sorry. Goodness, on the last meter, I'm like, oh no, some feature doesn't work. But then I can show something else. Sure. Okay. Come on. Fuck off. Sorry. Sorry. Didn't want to curse. No, this was correct. Like what I had beforehand, and now I'm just fiddling around. This is okay. I don't need the access control. I don't. This password is bullshit now because I turned it off. This is fine. 1 second. 1 second, I'll have it figured out in a minute here. Which a second and a minute is not the same, but still, it'll be there. Password is needed to access write protected objects of... Did I now break it? Oh no. Foul language report, please don't. Silliest solution ever. No, 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 no. You don't. You don't. Hi. Hartux just left. Or are you the same person? I think because I now... Let's start the stupid security wizard. Protect confidential data. No. Only secure. No. Select whether access to the PC is protected. When access control is active, only users with access rights after authentication can access the PLC. Sure. Use access control via levels. I don't care. Set up a user with full access to the PLC to ensure that you do not log out yourself out of the device. Users and their function rights can be configured under security. I did that. Use local, stored on the device. This is actually quite nice, like that it's guiding me through this. I've never really appreciated the security thing here, but I do. Connection to user management server? Nah. Sure, me. I'm the boss. Access to PLC without authentication enabled. Sure. No access complete protection. And we do have the password there. Sure. Should be fine, right? Good engineers bypass all safety features. Oof, I don't know. I tried. We tried in the beginning. That was the first thing. But that should work, right? This should work now. The only thing is, if I download now, I will have to enter my name here. And also the password that is definitely protected and not password 123 exclamation point. This should be fine now. If this is not it, then I'm just going to cry. That's it. I'm so soft. I'm just going to cry. I'm going to give up. Never stream anything ever again. Just going to sit in a corner. This I do. If you you're right. Might be a hardware download. That's right. If you do like the download to device, sometimes the hardware doesn't get downloaded. However, if you have selected the PLC here, it does the hardware check and it does download the hardware as well. Right? That's why I always make sure that I have the PLC selected. So it should work. I will close, however, Microsoft Edge because that's the one I'm suspicious with. And I will open up Microsoft Chrome. Yeah, exactly. Not Google Chrome or something, Microsoft Chrome. And I will... Wait a second. Huh? It doesn't matter. It's okay. You can now see my private browser here with all of the... No, now they're gone. So now I've done the same right here, and I will just switch to English. I can enter, and now I have to log in. And we all saw a second ago that the user worked. When I downloaded, I had to enter my user data. So the user theoretically works. Not just theoretically, it practically works. If this doesn't work, then I don't know. It works. It works, is a good. My problem just now is, where are all the things? May delete the runtime? No, it's nothing like that. It is 100% access rights. So I can log in. That's good. I can't see what I'm supposed to see. And that is a strange thing. This has to do with the... Password can vary. Yes. No. This is not the help view. I don't want to open the help viewer. Come on. I'm not that bad. So you see slowly phasing out. This is, of course, now our test here in the end. If everything works. There we go. Assigned roles. I got that. Assigned rights. Assigned user groups. Assigned roles. No, I got all the roles. This is all active. This is all... Yeah, normally it pops up when I build the HTML. Yeah, but that shouldn't be the problem here. Runtime rights, 71500. Yeah, I've got those rights. I've got those rights. I do have all the rights. I do have the rights. Synchronize? No. So this should work. Right now, what I can't see is on the web server access. So right now, all of this works. Enable access control via levels. No. Just give me a second. Sorry, I tested this with firmware version 3.0, no problem. If it doesn't work in a minute, then I will switch back over to 3.0. Global security settings. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All of this is fine. All of this is fine. TIA has to be run in admin. No. This is not TIA, right? You know, this is just my web browser that's accessing this. Which? Don't worry, I'll have it in a second. It's got to be a web server thing, but there is not many settings. Watch tables, advanced web server. This is fine. This is fine. Entry page, start page. There's not many settings in here. Activate, yes. It's a security setting, 100%. No, I don't need to. We can try with HTTPS, but I doubt it. But we can try. Let's give things a try. If that's it, then I don't know. Then I'm confused. So now the problem is, if I type in anything, you will see things that I have tried to enter beforehand. That's why I didn't want to use Chrome. Log out. Delep with that access. I should see all of the things. The certificate, and so this can't be it. If the certificate would have a problem, I could not communicate with this at all. Right? That's the thing. I could not communicate at all. The thing right now is definitely that and now I just press end stream, and you will never know. I will just change the device. So that's what I wanted to. No. It's not the cache. It could be the cache, actually. You're right. But I tried in 2 different browsers, so it shouldn't. Now, what we now had is the user management here, the global user management, which for me, this is a new topic, right? This came up with the firmware version 4.0 of the devices. Now, this will be the way in the future, which I obviously have to look at again. Now, what I will do, though, is I will hit a right mouse button, change my PLC to the older firmware version. So this is a CPU 1513 1PN. It's this one, and I will now go down to version 3.0. Right? Edge works, right? Following editors are closed. Yeah, I don't care. That's fine. Now I downgraded my PLC's firmware version, and now I will download it. Of course, we have protected this now. This is kind of annoying now. But it's there. What's my password? Do I have something else in the copy and paste? I don't. Oh, come on. It's not that I'm restarting everything because I lost the password, because the access right doesn't work. Don't look at anything. Everything's fine. Everything is perfectly fine. There we go. That's fine. This is good. PC's running. Nothing to see here, nothing to see. Everything's good, everything's fine. Now I do have the PLC. Let me just now look at the access rights. Right now the protection and security, you see, is now localized, right? I went down with the firmware version. The older method, the one I'm more familiar with, is now localized, where I can just turn on full access for everyone, right? This is what was causing the problem. I'm very certain of it. Now everyone has full access. Right. There we go. let me see, everyone has full access. And with this full access, I can now also go into the settings of my web server, right? And I will now create a user on my web server, which I will call Philip. Philip has absolutely maximum access rights. There we go. And he will get the same password as before. So now it is this old method of user management. And now everything should be alrighty. Maybe. There we go. Sorry. No. You don't have to be scared. This is just me. It's like setting it up. I will make like a 15-minute video where I will explain this process, and you will see it's not that scary. It's not configured. I know. I turned that off. Do I have to? Ugh. Do I? Why do I have to do this? Ah, now I broke it all. Fuck. Protect PLC, configuration data, yeah. Certificate manager, don't care. Start the wizard. No. Yeah, that's fine. No access, no full access. Everyone is allowed to. Yes, there we go. Perfect. Oh, this is just the warning. The server certificate was the problem. My bad. Oops. There we go. And now it should work. It will work. If not, I'll make a video about it, where you will see it works. This is also, I have to sometimes also fiddle around with things a little bit there. And now the problem is that I do not have access to the PLC anymore because I had to restart it. And now I will have the extended download, so I will have to download this into the new PLC here, which does not have an IP address yet, but that is not a problem at all. And now I can finally read the chat again. I'm sorry. Scared about this in a real system? Nah, it's, as I said, it should be fine. Simulator, your simulate runtime doesn't work. That's strange. Did you select the correct component here on the left side? You have to select the correct hardware. Now this should give me the ISO layer, yes. Okay, little learning factor. I'm using every opportunity to show you something here. Now, if you buy a new PLC, it doesn't have an IP address. It will, in the beginning, have to use the ISO interface type here, the ISO layer, which uses MAC address. This is right now. There's two steps when you download a program to a PLC, right? If you, the main step is, of course, you download the program into a PLC, you use the IP address. Everything works through the IP address. That's how things communicate, right? But what if your PLC does not have an IP address? Well, that's what the other layer, the ISO layer, is for. What we do with the ISO layer is assign the device an IP address, right? So there's a two-layer system actually going on, or a multiple layer, but we will use the ISO layer to assign an IP address in the first step, and then this IP address will be used to download the program in the second step. So see, I can take every opportunity and every mistake, every error, and can turn it into a lecture. That is my talent. That is my superpower. So many different layers. And I do want to download my web application as well. Thank you. Which is actually interesting, this ISO layer. If you've ever been wondering, hey, sometimes the download without IP address works. It never works. You can access the PLC without IP address, but only on the ISO layer. Only on this very basic layer. So this is downloaded now. I do think this still connects to factory IO is my assumption. Should. Yep. And now I do believe, and now we need to, like, fingers crossed. That's the saying in English as well, right? Finger crossed. In German, we machen Daumen drücken. We like thumbs pressed. Don't know how you say it. Fingers crossed, of course. Now I want to go back into the web server, where I just typed in the IP address, and I need to reassure my PC right now. Yes, I want to use this, and it is safe. And now, big moment. There we go. You missed the IoT. It's not really. It is an IoT thing. You're right. You're right. But it's all on. It's all on there. All on the recording. No worries. Daumen gedrückt. Yes, exactly. I don't know what the back of runtime ADS is, so I don't know. There we go. Now we're logged in. Now it works. And now I can go to my user-defined pages, to the view of things, and now hopefully, fingers crossed. I know, now it's not impressive. If it would have worked the first try, you would be impressed, right? It's not impressive anymore, I understand, but still, I'm happy that it works now. I don't know what it was with the access rights. I will look at it. And that's why I had the version 4.0 in the first place and tested it with version 4.0. It has to be with the access rights, but I thought I did everything correct. Don't know. But now we have our website running, right? No, web application is for 1200s as well. So we can create this. The VoT, I don't know actually, but I think so. The web application, all of this you could theoretically do on a 1200. But right now, you will see that it automatically scales with my browser, right? This is now the buttons are tiny, and I can't zoom in. Like you can't zoom in. It's a fixed scaled application right now. So I could make this prettier, which I will not. That's a complete topic in itself. So it only works on 1500. Yeah, the VoT web server 1200. Yes. VoT, like this screen, you would have to create with HTML and so on your like on your own, I would say, right? But theoretically possible. User-defined pages are possible, but not as convenient. And now, theoretically speaking, if done correct, fingers crossed one more time, right? Everyone, cross your fingers, Daumen drücken, like press your thumbs. If I activate the forward, we should be able to control the conveyor belt forward. And if we press, it's not a conveyor belt, it's a roller conveyor, I get it, yeah, sorry. And if we go reverse, we can go reverse. And this right now, not just theoretically, but in an easy way practically, because it runs on a web server. Because, where are my notes? There we go. Right? Because, yes, thank you very much, thank you. Hey there, CRC, wasn't that like some checksum error? Oh goodness, it's long ago since I read those words. Yeah, it's alive, it works, yay. Now, not just theoretically, right? But if I set this up in the right way, which I won't right now, obviously, but I could do this browser right now, right? Is a standard web browser, and I can do this through the internet. Not a big problem. It's not too difficult. Welcome back. Hey, thank you. Why forward rotates? Because the box is stuck, right? It's kind of on the edge there. If I put it directly on the rollers, it should not rotate. There's physics involved in this simulation there. Yeah, so this is possible through the internet. This is standard internet protocol. Standard. This is normal TCP IP. Right? So we could now have this. The VoT is a new feature. I think it is possible in 19 if you have like a firmware version 4.0 PLC in there, but you have to update, like you have to have a service pack. So at least it's a service pack thing. Just make the buttons larger. Yes, that would be a possibility. There would be many possibilities now, but I don't want to talk about the view of things now completely. I could go into the runtime settings and I could just make this here. Like I could just change the screen resolution, for example, which would probably be the preferred one to a very small one. This one, very tiny, very, very tiny now. And then I could just go in the screens, go on my screen, and you will, like this would be very tiny now. Or I could just, like you see the whole space. No, wait, this doesn't work. Sorry, this won't change a thing. Let's go with the default. My bad. But I, of course, could now go on the screen and could make those buttons much larger. You see, this is what the web browser tries to scale now. Which, if it runs on a web browser, it doesn't really make sense to keep like a 16:9 formatting. I don't know what the format here is, but 16:9, yeah, 1920 to 180 is 16:9 format. So of course I can make those bigger as well if I want to, and stuff like this. Like this is just the text, but we could do many things. Whoosh. There we go. Of course, that's how it should out on the screen now. But if I do, you use V8 in TI7, yeah. As I said, it should be possible. I don't know. I use TI20 right now, but yeah, it should be possible in other versions as long as you update, like as you install the updates and service packs. Yeah. So I have to compile, rebuild everything, because I made changes. And now when I want to download my PLC, I have to also re-download the web application with. This is kind of annoying that I have to do this every time, but it's okay. I've tried in kiosk mode. What is kiosk mode? I haven't. What is kiosk mode? How do I do that? And now in my web browser, I would also have to, of course, reload this, relog in because I made. Whoops! What is this? Why am I printing? I don't want to print. I don't even know what I pressed to print. What's my password again? Copy and paste. And now we have the buttons, and now we can control the thing. I mean, we could control it before, but now it is prettier. It's better. Why is it better to use an HMI? You don't have a standalone device right now. It's not better. It's different, I would say. Right. Right now, we don't have to have a standalone device for the HMI. All of this is installed inside of the PLC. Right? We don't need any additional hardware for this. Everyone's got a cell phone. Right? This could be like on every PC that you have in your network. Right? You don't need a standalone device anymore. You can, however, and there's WinCC unified panels, and they have their own process. But right now, this is, you just have a PLC. You don't need to buy a dedicated HMI. Pretty good. And you don't need to run like TIA Portal or so. It's just a web browser, just this thing. Yeah, of course, now designing and styling all of it. Not opening that. Is there a limit of the VoT size? Yes, there is. They are quite limited. The view of things application is very limited even. Right? It's not a full HMI, I would say. It is quite limited in the amount of power tags you can use. It is limited in the file size in itself. It is quite limited, yeah. I think the VoT is exclusive for 1500s. Not 100% sure. This I would have to Google as well. Yeah, I would say you don't really need it on 1200s. I mean, could. I can just look. Now I'm interested as well. Let's choose a G2. Let's choose this one. This one's probably available. No, what the frickety dickety. I'll just choose a new one. And let's see. This does not have the feature. Nope. Simple as that. Yeah, I mean, it could be useful in a 1200, I would say, but no, it doesn't seem like they do. Oh, there's a bigger one, which has firmware version 4.0. There it should, yeah. No, it just has. No, it has web API. It has a web API, but it doesn't come with the convenience feature. I would call it the convenience feature. Yeah, it's like Silent Sniper says. You can not just theoretically, but practically program your own websites. So it is possible to have the same behavior, but it's not conveniently here embedded in TIA Portal. It is for smaller things. I wouldn't put it like as Tran says. I would not have this in like a big industry project or so. This is for smaller scale stuff, like troubleshooting and getting some machine signals or so, like for smaller stuff. It's still a nice thing. Just wanted to show you some feature here. That's cool. VoT is only 1500. Yeah. Apparently, I didn't know, but now I'm pretty sure. Hey, Sammy. Yeah, there we go. I'll save this. So the last part here with the user administration, I will have a look at the user rights. Maybe next tier Tuesday we will talk about user rights, about this whole mess of the user and roles, about the security settings. Now I have an idea, because that's where I messed up a little bit there. Sorry, but along the way we learned a lot of things. That was still fun. I still had fun. Can I put trends on VoT? No, you can have very, very limited things. You see that here on the right side? Like, you have very limited access on the VoT. Basic elements, and you can see the controls. Not much. Yeah. Good. Okay. So, before I start another topic, and I had this prepared, so I thought this would work, no problem. The user rights, I will have a look at it, but we will learn and we will be able to like adapt to it. But right now, I want to keep those TIA Tuesdays to like 1.5 hours or 2 hours in like total. Yeah, that's what we have reached now. Thanks for joining me. This is fun. Like it is way more fun if there's people listening and actually enjoying this and discussing. Like, I really like all of your questions there on the side. And I'm sorry, I remember that I said once or twice, hey, if you have questions, let's put them to the end or so. If you still have questions, now would be the chance. But I want to like wrap up. Let's see. There, for example, AM is the best for Automatisierungstechnik Praktikum for electrical engineers. Well, I would say Siemens, obviously. Right? Siemens is the biggest automation company in Germany, and they do a lot in the education sector. That's where I did my education, with Siemens. Hence, I kind of got stuck on them a little bit. Yeah, no, this was fun. So, next TI Tuesday, I will think about topics. I need to still, as always from now on, I will do that. I need to plug this. I want to plug this as well, because I put in some effort there. Thank you for joining very much. Definitely, right? Definitely here. This is also available as a recording, although it is like 2 hours, and you will need to like for those 2 hours, I don't know, spend like. If you want to rewatch it, sure, go on. You can also watch a movie instead, or some videos. And that's the great thing here, right? Wait, do I have this? The link is pinned, right? So the best thing would, of course, be, and I need to plug this, obviously, and I do like to plug this, is, of course, Schneider is also, wasn't Schneider Austrian or so, but Schneider is also very big, yeah. I need to plug this still. Go get the Udemy. Don't have to, right? But I wanted to plug this. Thank you very much for joining. Right? This is fun. I also, as with the user rights, I also learned a little bit, but you see, I also need to learn more. Right? That's great. I'm having fun. This is cool. I like the format as well. But now I also need to get some rest. So thanks for spending the time with me. If you have questions, write them down. And oh, Schneider's French. Yeah, Schneider was not German, but it sounds very German. I was always like, Schneider, that sounds so German, but it wasn't. I didn't know it was French. Yeah, I knew it somewhere in the back of my head. MQTT. Ooh, MQTT is an interesting topic. I'll write that down. Now that I have a temporary, let me put that here. Topics MQTT. I haven't done that myself. I know it is important. I want to put it in the same category as OPC-OA. Right? Oh, it's not the same, but like putting it in the same like area there. But yeah, if you have topics, write them down and then ask questions the next time around. But I will also need some rest now. Been a long day. Thank you very much for joining. And by the way, one thing that you have not heard the whole time. Hören dir wie Schneider. I don't know. I didn't speak French. You haven't heard that the whole time. I have. It's been there. I was wondering the whole time, and I just got the. I just realized it in the back of my head. This belt here, the roller thing, was running the whole time, and I heard it the whole time. I now cranked up the sound, so you should be able to hear it as well, very slowly. SNMT, syslog. Syslog, a good topic. SNMT. There is, like, I do have like a Discord that Jason also, yeah, Jason refers to the Discord there. I barely am on there, unfortunately, but in the links and videos and so you find also the Discord access, so you can join in there or join like on here. Good. But I will now take some rest here with my conveyor. Like you hear it now. This has been there the whole time for me, and I absolutely love it. Good. Thank you for joining, right? And have a good evening, and I will see you every Tuesday, right? Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. German time for 1.5 to 2 hours with different topics, all like in the area of TI Portal. Node-RED. Oh, I haven't read Node-RED in a long time. Ooh, SCL. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah. Nah, I'll wrap this up. But I actually my first plan was to do something with SCL related today. So maybe that next time. Maybe that. We'll see. Have a good one. Bye bye.